and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oof. So today, I'm still working on this. Where can I set you? There's the new one. It's so pretty. Cool. I got to stand over here. Okay. Your safety is not a priority, and I don't know what I'm doing. Wish I had some brake cleaner. These hubs would be nasty. Over time, that's going to be a problem. Whew. So today I'm replacing some rotors on this dually. Here's a new one. These bastards are massive compared to the one on my Jeep. These already have thread locker on it. Gotta line these up. So I guess what I'm doing, I should show you. So these things are massive. They're rotors / drums. And you gotta line these 8 holes up so that it goes in properly. Oh, what's up, Brandon? Not a lot of, man. Oh, so this is one of my clients / buddies. He's a really cool dude up here in West Virginia. But you know me, if it's mechanical, I'll get it done. I've been plugging away at this for like 2 days, but like, you know, I got lazy yesterday. Oh, okay. And also a really cool tip. If you happen to strip, these are star bits or star sockets, right? It's a 15 mil is what you're going to need to do this job. If you happen to strip one, or if one of the edges are rounded, what actually works even better than the 15 mil would be this. I think it's a 9/16 deep socket. So it's about the same size. It's a little tighter. With that being said, oh, thanks, brother. So if you do, see, I have the right bit right here. 15 mil, right? It's a star or 12, whatever. But if that gets stripped out and doesn't work in a pinch, this 9/16 works amazingly. Thank you to the one person watching my live. Brandon, I greatly appreciate you always. So you want to do this in a star or cross pattern, just so it gets even pressure across the surface. Fuck you. Fucking hate mechanic work. Should have went to college. Go to college. Allison, hi. Hey, it's nice. Thank you for watching. Ellisington. I don't know what that name is. Let me know if I said it correctly. It's kind of tough when these things weigh dang near as much as I do. Oh, work on trucks, they say. It's good money, they say, and it's true. Good money in this. So if you've got kids, have them do this with you. But also have your kids go to college. College is great. Alice Tun, however you say your name. First, how do you say your name? And second, where are you from? All right, now I can send her home. Pretty sure there's like a torque spec I'm supposed to be hitting, but I don't have the fancy torque brake thing for this. It's one of those do as I say, not as I do moments. Now those are all tightened down. We just put everything on in reverse. I'm also quite lazy, so this has been taking me a hot minute to do. Oh, Alicia Singleton. Dude, I'm sorry. I wear glasses, man. I can't always see. That's an excuse. Miss Singleton, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you for joining my live. It's funny. This is piss. I'm just kidding. It's not. It's orange soda. Really, really watered down orange soda. Ah, damn it. So now I get to reseat this motherfucker. And also, I've got a really cool trick for you guys if you need to depress the brakes on this, but your brake chingus isn't chingus, so you got to like, yeah, cool. We'll get to that in a second. But first, so this thing weighs like, I don't know, 50 pounds. Come on, weakling. All right. And just like that, the hard part is over. Now we get to put this bearing back in that I just greased. And look at this fancy doohickey. This is the axle nut. It has these really cool indents, and it's like it free spins inside this housing. I've never seen one like this before, but it's cool. I also got to flood this area with this. Pray it doesn't all come out. Where's my nut? There's my nut. So if you look, this has actually got a groove here. You guys see that? and it only goes in one way, right? So this will slide right on this little tooth bit. Let me get you guys closer. Oh, my phone's gonna be greasy and gross. All right, so you want to line that up, that tooth with that, and then you can start spinning her in. All right, and then once that's in there enough, let me take this tool. I've never done drums myself. These so dualies are a really cool mixture of a drum and a disc. So like this whole housing is the drum, this right here. And here's the rotor, or not, yeah, the rotor or the disc. So like this is for emergencies, this is for stopping. And correct me if I'm wrong, you know, like I'm not always right, so you know, bear with me. This isn't my profession. This is something I'm good at. So discs are this part, the rotor would be your disc brakes. And the drum brakes are inside this housing. They're like shoes. And when you press the brakes, they press out like that. And then when you release the e-brake, it comes back in. There's actually a really cool piece in there that you can adjust the brake pressure. Technically, I should have the e-brakes on. However, the e-brakes really only work for the back tires. So it doesn't make sense when you're only on the front tires to put the e-brakes on. So what I did, and again, safety is not my concern. Fuck it. But I blocked the tires. I don't know why people trust me to do this type of stuff. Oh, well, I don't know what you know, man. I'm just trying to have a pleasant conversation with my peoples, my mother duckers. I love that sound. That krr, 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 krr. And now normally I'd have a torque wrench. I need two hands for this, guys. So I'm going to set you right here. Hey, there you go. So I do have a... Ah! Ah! Damn it. Gross. I don't have a torque wrench, but I do have a breaker bar. So, you know. I just bought that tool. Now it's all greasy and gross. Yeah, drums are more or less spring driven. Yeah, this is the dually. This is the dually. And now I get the pleasure of throwing that axle back in there. Yay! All right. Here's the axle, right? Always make sure that, oops, you replace or you still have this, it's like a O-ring. And flood this mother sucker with gear grease too. The recommended gear grease for this is this 7540 gear oil. I like to put some on as I'm sliding her in. It'll carry it in there. And now here comes the fun part. Once you get towards the end, you gotta angle it so that it meets up with the click, 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 power to both wheels. Forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. Of course, the only people watching this know more about mechanical work than I do. So in this case, I had to turn it up so that it lined up. And then since I don't have the e-brake on, I can freely spin this. Now I put these mother suckers back in there. And as I did with the first one, that'll go, or with the inside, that's going to be a star pattern. Always make sure that A, you put Loctite on your stuff. That's a train. Here comes a train, mate, I'm a train. Mate, I'm a train. And if you line up two on opposite sides, right, instead of trying to go around, then everything else will be lined up. I don't know if your daddy ever taught you that, but I'll be your daddy now. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm... Oh, you can. So I'm just going to finger tight these. Until I'm ready to actually send her home. I got to give her a good nice kiss before I send her home. So the recommended amount of gear grease is like 2 quarts. However, I only lost not even a Mason's jar worth of gear grease. So that's what I put back in there. Because what's worse than not having any is almost overfilling it. It's like your transmission will start acting funny if you put too much gear grease in your transmission fluid. Then after this, I gotta buff some headlights because they foggy. They foggy. So if anybody out there in TV land needs a brake job or something like that, fucking do it yourself. Fucking get off your hairy, lazy ass and do it yourself. Or call me and I can come by and help you out. Mechanics and tattoo artists keep the glove industry in business. One day I'll have nice hands. I'll have nice hands and be a nice man. Yes. Or, I mean, I think technically it's a differential, rear diff. But yeah, you can call it whatever you want, man. I don't care. As long as you don't call it late for dinner. I'm sure it don't mind either. I love this. I don't know where. I think I got it at O'Reilly's years ago, but I love this. It's a 3/4 and 1/2 inch, little stubby, so you can get it in like really tight places. Only downside is it doesn't have the leverage you need to like really, crank things down. But I fucking love this thing. Especially when you're in like a tight spot, it comes in handy. I mean, here it's kind of useless, but it's what I got on hand. Fucking A, dude. Butterfingers over here. Oh. Jesus. That's why I got a second one. Let me find another chingaderas so I can crank. As no one says, so I can crank that. And I think this one's broken. Yeah, this one's fucked up. I need to get rid of that. I have a horrible problem with keeping broken tools. This doesn't even properly work. I really need to throw it away. And watch, before I leave, I'm going to go and pick that son of a bitch up and use it again. Power Torque. I don't know what brand this is, but I got a bunch of them. Might either be like Walmart or something, or AutoZone. I feel, ooh, so pretty. Whenever you're around, I feel, ooh, so pretty. You got me 10 feet off the ground. Oh, the reason why I took the e-brake off is because the shoes press out against the drum and you can't remove it. They say there's a little rubber piece on the back of that housing that you can crank the pressure off, but getting a screwdriver in there is almost impossible. Almost. But now that I've done all that, I'm going to put the e-brake back on so the tire stops spinning. Also, it's a really good way to tell if you did it correctly. If it still spins with that e-brake on, then back to the drawing board, you know? It's funny, on Sundays and like Saturdays, I used to go to comic book stores and hang out with friends and shit. Now I'm doing this. Because ladies don't like poor men. You guys, I don't know if you've noticed like a shit ton of scam artists on Facebook lately, but man, and they're so slick. This one person's like, oh my God, I love your fashion sense. He's like, no, you don't. I dress like a 30-something-year-old man who hasn't let go of his past. I'm wearing a Naruto hoodie. I'm too old for this. I'll never let go of my youth. So I'm not tightening these down all the way. I'm just, finger tightening them. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to crank on it, get them nice and tight. So now that I'm marking this one, we're going to make sure that's tight. And then we want to go directly across, all right? So we're going to make sure that's tight. You don't want to over tighten these because then it'll like pillow or cup. But you want to make sure the shit doesn't come off on you when you're driving down the road. And if I had a torque wrench, it'd be better at knowing, but I don't. Not on me at least. I did buy one from McDonald's? No, that's not it. Walmart. The McDonald's of places to buy stuff. I think I left it somewhere in like New York. At work when I was working on the Jeep. Bam, 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 bam. The hard part of this job is done. Now I get to put the brakes back on. Ew, it's greasy. Oh, it's so greasy. Ew. Ew, it's so greasy. Ew. I'm in West Virginia, and what I absolutely love about West Virginia is this beauty. Look at those green ass hills. Look at that. One Piece. You up to date? I want to be a pirate. Oh, while I'm down here, let me show you guys a really cool trick. So, these things absolutely suck, right? They're horrible inventions. They need to make like a better one. However, it's the best we got. Now, if you're anything like me, sometimes you don't have the right tool for the right job. This is clearly not long enough to get it done. That's what she said. So what you do is you place one of these here, and then you put that there, and then you just crank away, and it'll push those back in. If I can find a place to rest my phone, here we go. Maybe not there. Maybe not there. Man, I mean, no place to put this shit. Okay, there. First, let's move this. Take this, set her up here. I can hear the bees. I'm the friend of the bees in the trees. So I set this on top of this so that, you know, shit doesn't happen. So how are you guys doing with life? You guys good? Sometimes we struggle, man. And just like working on cars, even though you're struggling, if you're persistent and you keep on trying, you can do just about anything. Or at least that's what I tell myself every morning I wake up. So, okay, there we go. Now that I've got it so that it's like that, I can just push and it'll press in that piston. Cylinder? Nah, whatever you guys want to call it. But it's a cool little hack. I'm pretty sure everybody already knows about it. But in a situation like this where you're fucking or messing with a bigger caliper, you don't always have a long enough tool. And sometimes, just like with life, you got to make do with what you got. And that's what we're doing here. Oof, I'm getting so... My wrist is making a weird noise. Every day I wake up and there's a new sound. And it reminds me that I'm knocking on 40's door. Hey, 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 hey. And that's all she's got. He's got, they've got, I don't know what this truck's pronouns are. Oh, not too much. Put too much stanky on it. Now it slipped. So I heard the new Mario movie isn't really that good. I was overheard some youth of the nation talking about how there's a lot of like upskirt shots of Princess Peach. Now I'd love to get at that Peach. However, I think that's weird in a kids movie. These pants are going to be ruined. Completely, totally useless pants after this. There's a welder here. Maybe I can make some dog bowls or something out of the parts I've taken apart, parts I've taken off. Yeah, that stuff. All right, and just like that, I didn't have the tool that was long enough, but now that is how it should be. Ooh, Why am I zoomed in? Oof. Been better, been worse, can't complain much. Unless I want to. Hey, I feel you. Well, peeps, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. But I'm going to go ahead and hop off this live and finish up this job. As you guys see, we're pretty much done. We just got to slap the bracket back on and put the brakes in there. And just like that, easy money, man. Making that easy money all day. You guys, please send out prayers to my oldest daughter. Her and her mom are going through some stuff. Thanks for watching. Stay classy, San Diego.